Welcome to Inside Out. I'm David Phillips.
And I'm Joshua Strong.
Hard to believe this is our final show of the season. It's been a pleasure working with you, by the way.
You too as well.
It's been fun. This is our hour-long final edition. You're going to see a lot of videos and a lot of work from all the students that have worked so hard this semester to make Inside Out a show that we have been very, very proud of to bring you, and enjoy the next hour.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure telling the stories of so many students, and with storytelling comes, the journalism aspect of what goes on in the show. And the importance of journalism storytelling can sometimes be forgotten in today's social media age. Taylor Rosari has a story about an MSU student who doesn't take that for granted.
Henry Ward Beecher once said, "The newspaper is a greater treasure to the people than uncounted millions of gold." Shalom Bayer, the new student editor for the Red and Green, gets to be a part of discovering that treasure.
And I feel like you can get just as good of an education at a less expensive school as long as you apply yourself.
This is advice from Shalom Bayer. Bayer is wrapping up her first year at Minot State, but she has already dove in headfirst to improve her journalism skills in both writing and television production.
So I read a lot of features and stuff over there. And then since my major is broadcasting and professional communications, I have to take some TV classes. And I wasn't necessarily interested in that at first. I was kind of like, well, I have to take this class, I'll do it. But I've actually come to really enjoy it.
Bayer recently took her skills to the next level and applied for She got the job and will begin her new role next fall.
My goal, I guess, is to become an editor. So it's kind of what I've always wanted, and I saw this as a really good opportunity.
Bayer acknowledges she is a bit anxious for her new role.
And it definitely is a little nerve-wracking because it's technically, I'm in charge of everything.
Bayer feels that no matter what role she plays, newspapers are vital for the success of universities.
Or this is why we have this problem, or maybe this is a way we can fix it. I feel like it helps, the university as a whole grow and become better if you have people watching what's going on at it.
Bayer is eager to begin her new role as editor for the Red and Green next fall. Back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Taylor. And Shalom's just been really hardworking, and we talk about her like she's not even here, but obviously she's here right here in the studio.
Hi, Shalom.
Yeah, I am.
Shalom, just congrats again on your position as editor, and just a tribute to all the work that you've done, both here in the studio and with the paper.
Thanks. I'm really excited for it. It's definitely going to be a new territory for me, but I'm really going to enjoy it. And actually, the reason that position opened up was the past editor is graduating this year. So I've got a little information about graduation next week, if you guys would like to hear some about that. As Minot State prepares for finals, some students are preparing to graduate. Friday, May 10th, the university will hold a commencement ceremony in the Dome starting at 10 a.m. The doors will open at 8:30, and free parking is available in the parking lot north of the Dome. Handicap parking is on the southeast side of the Dome. For those in attendance who have hearing impairments, there will be a sign language interpreter. Graduates will meet at 9 a.m. on the second floor of the Dome, dressed for the ceremony. The university expects 3,500 people to attend the event. College is a different experience for everyone. Jaron Homiston gives us a look at his experience.
I've been able to make a lot of videos during my time at Minot State, but never about myself or my time here. So here's a look at my time at Minot State. My time at Minot State has been eventful, to say the least. I've been able to do things that I had no idea I was capable of. I conquered fears, fell in love. They even let me make a movie.
Event, scene R3, Toby, take 1.
Now those are memories I won't ever forget. But I couldn't have done it alone. And whether it was the hours of editing or the fact that I didn't always believe in myself, there was always one thing I could count on: the people. The smiles, the laughs, The feeling that everything was going to be all right because they had my back. And hopefully they knew I had theirs. So thank you, Minot. Until next time, Jaron Homiston.
I'm very grateful for the opportunities I've had here at Minot State, and I look forward to see what my future holds.
Thanks, Jaron. This semester will be over soon, but there's still a few things for students to do. One of those things is returning rental books. All rental books are due to the bookstore in the Student Center on Friday, May 10th. The bookstore is open from 7:45 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. On Friday, it closes at 5 p.m. If books are not returned by the end of finals week, students will be charged a late fee and a replacement fee. Summer vacation begins in just 1 week here at Minot State. But first, we need to get through finals. Hannah Davis is here with some ways to manage your stress.
That's right, Shalom. I stopped by our campus's guidance counselor office to get some tips from the pros on how to manage the stress. Meet Madison Tiedman. She is a full-time student, an officer in the MSU Student Government Association, and a manager of a coffee shop.
I won't get home till about 9 o'clock at night, and then I get up at 5 a.m. for Wednesday for my shift, and it's starting over.
Organization and stress-relieving activities are key for her to stay on track.
I personally like to exercise. That's my kind of go-to for stress. You could take it out lifting weights instead of, balling it up inside.
Nancy Mickelson, MSU campus counselor, challenges stressed students to take a look at their schedules and their social media usage to find time for themselves.
If you can give up even 15-20 minutes of that a day and do something for yourself, if it's a relaxation exercise, if it's a mindfulness, if it's going to the gym for a half hour, something that's going to benefit you overall.
But if you are having a difficult time, there's no shame. There are counseling services available for free on campus.
You know you the best, and so if it's something that stresses you out or if you're overwhelmed about, just talk to somebody.
Good luck, guys. You all do great. We're all Beavers. Woo!
Mickelson adds that the key point and idea is to keep yourself healthy and maintain your good mental health in order to keep yourself from getting to that overwhelmed state. Back to you, Shalom.
Thank you, Hannah. So Josh, one thing that I found helps me with busy semesters is just kind of keeping everything written down and keeping a planner. What helps you kind of deal with all the different things you have going on?
Definitely, I agree with the planner because, at least for me, if it's not written down, it doesn't happen. So definitely a planner and a calendar is always important.
And I put almost everything I have in a phone, take screenshots, all of those great ways of technology to help us remember to make it to class on time and hopefully finish strong. And speaking of finishing strong, right after the break, I'll be back as I went right to the top for my next interview. This is Inside Out. Well, I said I decided I would go right to the top for my final interview here on Inside Out, as I will be graduating. With me, I have Dr. Stephen Shirley. Dr. Shirley began serving as president of Minot State back in 2014. A little information, he also has oversight for MSU's affiliate to your campus, Dakota State at Botno, and I've seen the office here on campus. So between both of those campuses, Dr. Shirley oversees more than 4,000 students and 500 faculty and staff. Dr. Shirley, a pleasure to have you on the program.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation, David.
Well, we always would like to see you here, and we thought with our final show of the semester, a perfect time to kind of give us a wrap-up of how things are going here at Minot State University.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for the invitation, and I think about once a year we get together like this during the last show, so it's always fun to see here and watch behind the scenes and see everything that's going on behind the scenes. I always enjoy watching the broadcasting students and what you guys are doing, so hats off to you guys. You know, it's a busy time of year, to say the least. You just were talking a little bit about stress, the package that you just had, and students and getting ready for finals and all those kinds of things. Obviously, we're heading into finals here in the next few days, and that's next week. And next Friday, obviously, is the big day here on campus. Really, the most important day of the year for all of us on campus, and that is our general commencement. So next Friday morning, we actually start off with a hooding ceremony for our students that are earning their master's degrees, and then we've got our general commencement at 10 o'clock in the dome, and we've got about 600 undergraduate students that are part of the class, and we've got about 125 or 130 at the graduate level. So 725, 730 students part of this year's graduating class, which is a nice number for us. And then, as you mentioned in the bio, then I jump in the car and head up to Bottineau, and we do a commencement next Friday afternoon up in Bottineau as well at DCB. So
how's the addition with Bottineau helped overall enrollment for Minot State?
Yeah, you know, the partnership between Minot State and Dakota College Bottineau came about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago now, and previously the Dakota College Bottineau, which at the time was called NDSU Bottineau, was partnered with NDSU out of Fargo, and just for a lot of obvious reasons, it makes a lot more sense for that campus to be connected with Minot State, and that's been a good partnership for a couple of decades, and we've got a lot of programs where students will start at Bottineau and finish up at Minot State. They'll start with a 2-year degree and move into a 4-year degree. We've got DCB programs that are offered here in Minot. We share services administratively and those kinds of things. So there's a lot of good synergies that go on between the two campuses.
Well, you know, in the past 2 years I've been attending classes here at Minot State. Such a strong tie to the community and a strong alumni, not only the foundation, but just alumni in general. Does that make your job a lot easier, having such a big support of the community and its alumni?
You know, it really does, and I'm glad you raised that point. And I've seen you at some alumni events and some fundraiser events, and thank you for being at those. I've been on a number of campuses in my higher education career, and I will tell you, bar none, there is nothing like the town-gown relationship that I've seen here between Minot and Minot State. And I've said this many times, I think Minot as a community is much better off for having Minot State University in its backyard, and I think Minot State University is much better off because of such a strong commitment that we have from the community and such great partnering. So, but you bet, you mentioned a little bit about fundraising and alumni events. We just had our second annual Alumni Day of Giving back on April 10th, and we doubled what we raised a year ago. We raised $200,000 in 24 hours. That says a lot about all those wonderful partners that we have out there and supporters and community members. And we've had 3 consecutive record-breaking years of fundraising activities. We announced last year our largest gift in history of the university. So there's been a lot of great support. And again, a lot of that ends up on scholarships. It helps keep our costs very affordable. It helps students pay for their education. Helps in many ways on this campus. And so we're very grateful to all the supporters we have out there.
Well, and you're only as strong as the people that you have behind you, and an excellent staff from education, faculty, support services. A few challenges this year with the weather and some what happened over at the Beaver Den, but overall, that's you basically take those challenges and have them straightforward. I am going to be excited to get to shake your hand again next Friday when I walk across the stage. It's going to be 29 years in the making.
Good for you. That's when it really counts, when we shake hands.
To go back and finish it.
It's absolutely not. Congratulations.
We'll save it for next week.
Sounds good. We'll do this today. How's that?
Dr. Shirley, thank you very much for Minot State University. As always, welcome back and come back anytime you want.
Thank you.
I can say that because I'm not going to be here.
That's right. Thank you.
And with that, let's transition to somebody else who is unfortunately not going to be with us too much longer either, but she can nail it when it comes to weather, and of course that's our very own Hannah Davis.
Oh, David, you're too sweet. You're going to get me all flustered before I go on and do my weather. But I got to say, you mentioned weather at the very end of your talk with Dr. Shirley over there. Oh, man. That snowstorm that we got, that was so freakish and strange. But guys, we are back to our regularly scheduled spring weather. It is officially May. We have spring weather going on over here. We have 50s across the entire state and even some 60s right here in Minot. We are in a great spot here today, you guys. And you know, the cloud cover too, for most of the state isn't so bad. It's wonderful today. It is definitely feeling like spring. But it is really windy. It's around 10 to 15 miles per hour across most of the state, except our friends over in Fargo. They're actually pretty lucky. It's like less than 10 miles per hour over there when I last looked at the map, so that is great for them. And then, even though this is finals week coming up, our sports teams aren't taking a break. Our baseball team will be in Crookston, Minnesota, and playing baseball over the weekend, which I just think is crazy. Like, good luck to them. I wouldn't be able to focus with finals coming up, but I'm sure they're going to do amazing. They're going to have some wonderful temperatures, but I would like to mention there is another chance of rain. I feel like every time I tell you guys about the spring sports games we have going on, there's always a chance of rain, but it's only 40%, so it could be done. It's morning chance of rain, and that is supposed to be on Saturday, so hopefully it'll be done by the time the boys start playing later that day, and then they can head back Sunday and get ready to hit those finals running on Monday. Now here is our 7-day forecast for right here in Minot. We are going to start off the week tomorrow, well, the week leading into next week, and this will be a kind of lead into summer. We have some 50s, some 60s. It's going to be a really average May week. It's going to be 50s, a little bit of 60s. We have a day with a chance of rain. You guys, it's going to be, well, it is spring, and spring is here, and I don't know. I'm going to have a hard time focusing on finals this week with this beautiful weather outside. I don't know about you guys.
Well, let's just hope there's no rain for graduation day.
Exactly. But I think spring's kind of worked out in the way that, like, it gave us some interesting weather to kind of stay inside and study. And as we're kind of at the tail end of the semester, it's kind of starting to warm up, which is awesome and nice.
Definitely around Minot, where it can snow up to 7 months out of the year.
Definitely. And after this short break, we are going to come back and go to a live interview with Derek Wax, a dual sport athlete, and we're going to take a long look and inclusive look at sports.
Thank you to all of our underwriters.
All-American Trophies for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. ArtMade, offering custom frames, art supplies, and jewelry. Buffalo Wings and Rings, a sports restaurant experience located in South Minot. Badlands Bar and Grill, located on 31st Avenue in Minot. Fiancé, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot. KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music. Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix. Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving the Midwest since 1972. KRRZ 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits. KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station. Jacobson Music, bringing music to the Northern Plains since 1980. Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor. MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com. Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest. MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment. The Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper. MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs. Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot. Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Thrive in Financial, connecting faith and finances. PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances. The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome. Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971. H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear Scat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State Campus.
You're watching the final episode of the semester of Inside Out, and it is our hour-long edition. And as we've talked about on several episodes, the semester is winding down and spring conferences are right around the corner. Here's Kyler Sharp to give us more information on what I just introduced.
That's right. It's that time of the year again. NSIC conference play begins next week, and track and field athlete Derek Wax is excited. Thanks for being here, Derek.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Derek. Last year you went into conference at number 1, and you placed 8th. This year you're coming in at number 1 again. How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm glad to be back in the situation I am. Number 1, obviously, it's good to have kind of that confidence rolling in. It was a new experience for me last year, though, so I think that's why a little bit, those jitters and things like that. I didn't ended up where I wanted to be, but this year I'm looking forward to it, and I'm feeling confident.
All right, before the interview, you told me that you and your teammate, you're going at number 1, and your teammate's going in at number 2. So how does that competition, I guess, relate into the conference play?
It's great. We're both happy for each other that we're number 1 and number 2. And it's good at practice to have that competition. Like, hey, this guy can beat me next week if I don't, show up at practice this day. But at the end of the day, we're always happy for each other. We're teammates. And if he were to take first, I'd be just as happy for him as if I were going to take first.
It's always good to have that competition. How much preparation goes into conference play?
Conference play, preparation, I mean, it's all season. But this last 2 weeks here, we haven't had a track meet, so it's just been a lot of practice and getting our bodies right, lifting, and making sure you're getting the trainers and fixing all those bumps and bruises that you got throughout the season.
We got a new trainer this semester, actually, in Caleb Heilman. How much has he done to prepare you?
He's done a lot. His program is a lot different from what we had last year. He's more focused on the core stability and your mobility and things like that. And I PR'd this year, so I mean, I guess I don't have too much to complain about Hyman's weightlifting program. I'm enjoying it right now, and I feel like it's got me where I needed to be.
What was your PR this year?
My PR was roughly 189 feet, 188 feet, somewhere around there.
Holy moly, that's impressive. So now, you did play spring football this year. We just wrapped that up last month. How much stress, I guess, was involved with that?
I mean, you try not to let it eat at you too much. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning, having practice, and then, that afternoon, after class and everything, I have to go to track practice, and then after that, it's study hall, and then after that, it's studying on my own. But at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for, and I can handle the stress pretty well. I feel like it doesn't bug me too much. I think the key to not let it bug you so much is try not to think about it so much.
Now, did you practice in some of the football practices that were before your track meets, or did you just say, nope, I'm not going to do that. I want to go to conference, and I want to take first this year?
No, I still practice all spring ball. The only times I would miss out on football practice is if there's days we were traveling. So say I had a meet on Saturday and we had football practice on Friday, I probably wouldn't practice that Friday.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to add about going to conference? Anything about the track team that you would like to add?
Nope. Just roll beeves.
Roll beeves. All right. Thanks for being on, Derek.
All right. Thank you very much.
So Derek Wax is going to go to conference next week. Him and his teammate are going to go in at 1 and 2 to throw the javelin. So best of luck to you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Kyler. And speaking of sports, we're actually going to get a pretty in-depth look at sports today. Taylor Rizar is joining us. You brought us Beaver backstories and a bunch of stories about athletes, but today we actually have a pretty long segment about athletes.
Yeah, today we get to kind of get a more in-depth look, I guess you could say, off of the athletes' respective fields and kind of what their struggles have been in their respective sports. Wade Regier has been a fixture at MSU for more than a decade. Blake Friars is standing by with more on his story.
Thanks, Taylor. As we approach graduation, a lot of us are understanding that success comes with determination and hard work. These two rules are something that our men's hockey coach lives by every day.
Wade Regier is Mr. Everything for the Minot State men's hockey team. He knew after his first season coaching Minot State that this would be his permanent home for a long time.
But after that first year, I really fell in love with the game. Like, and the whole part of being a coach and just being around the players. And I always say being an assistant coach is a good transition to being a head coach. You learn a lot about personnel. Players tend to tell your assistant coach a heck of a lot more than the head coach.
Lisa Eriks-Moen was a beloved member of the Beavers family. Regier called her the glue of the team. After her passing in 2016, she left the team with a very generous donation.
You know what? She loved our program so much that after she passed, she gave us 75% of her estate, which afforded this beautiful locker room that we have here. It really gave us that true insurance policy to this program will never ever have to worry about money.
Despite winning the Coach of the Year in 2013 and 2017, Regier remains focused on winning more national championships.
I'd much prefer to win the national championships as we did this year. And someone asked, how come you didn't win Coach of the Year? I'm like, I don't care. I'm all about winning national championships, and I'll definitely trade with this trophy and the plaques that go with it than the ones for being Coach of the Year. But for those awards, those are staff awards.
The 2019 season was full of ups and downs for the Beavers. The highs of winning 22 out of 25 to close out the season, to losing to the 47th ranked Utah team 3-1 on home ice. In the end, the Beavers believed in each other and willed their way to capture their second national championship in school history.
In 6 years, the Beavers are Murdoch Cup champions.
After we beat Adrian College, who was, in some respects the best team, defending national champs, once we won that game, it's like, now we're going to get this done.
Regier knows about all the pressure that comes along with winning a national championship.
We already feel like we have the best 4 lines in the country. We can recruit a couple defensemen. We've got all 3 of our goaltenders back. We are going to be the heavy favorites to get it done, and it's going to be interesting to see how we handle with that massive target on our back as the defending national champs.
The Beavers will begin their quest for back-to-back championships when their season begins in the fall. Taylor?
Regier is hoping to recruit up to 5 defensemen this summer to replace some key seniors. Minot State baseball ended their final home games on a high note. The Beavers swept the fellow Beavers of Bemidji State yesterday, and Game 1 was all in favor of MSU as they beat out Bemidji 10-3. Offensive leader for Minot was Jackson Picorni, who was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Senior Trayvon Smith was 2 for 3 with 1 run scored, and the Beavers then escaped a late inning rally from Bemidji in Game 2, taking down the Beavers 12-10. In the doubleheader, the Beavers swiped a total of 24 bases. This advanced MSU to set the new NSIC stolen base record of 112. The record was previously set by Augustana, who stole 101 bases in 2018. Minot State will travel to Crookston tomorrow and Saturday in their final regular season games, and game times can be found on msubeavers.com. Strength and conditioning is a vital tool for any college athlete. We'll hand it over to Cody Dwyer for more.
Thanks, Taylor. This semester has brought some new faces to the weight room here at Minot State, and with those new faces came new challenges. Student athletes work year-round getting their bodies right for competition. Minot State had an opening for the position of strength and conditioning coach after the fall semester. Enter Caleb Heilman. Heilman has quickly turned the strength program in the same direction as his own gym here in Minot.
Caleb has really taken it to the next level of focusing on primarily power and moving as a whole, building better athletes all the way around.
Heilman took over the program in December. With him, he brought new equipment, new exercises, and an entirely new system. This took time for athletes to get used to, but over time, athletes have grown to really enjoy it. Flexibility has been the most popular new change.
I think what they really liked is, one, his organization and his schedule. Our guys are able to come in at their own time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and get their work in.
Heilman has gotten every student athlete on campus on the same page in just a few short months since taking over, all while giving them some really tough workouts.
They're a lot slower now than they were before, but it's in areas that they never knew that they needed to work on, which is, in their minds, it's tough right away, but then they realize the benefit of it because they realize that they haven't been working on those specific areas their whole life.
Caleb has been super busy this week as his wife just gave birth to their first child, Harper, earlier this week. Both mother and daughter are doing just fine. Back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Cody, for that story, and a special congratulations to Caleb and his family for their new addition. The NSIC softball tournament began today in Rochester, Minnesota. Number 7 Minot State lost an extra inning battle against number 10, the University of Sioux Falls, 9-7. The Beavers tallied 14 hits in their first contest of the day. However, 3 errors proved costly as they could not edge out the Cougars. Minot State is now facing number 5 Minnesota State Mankato and hopes to see another game of the tournament. We wish them the best of luck. Graduation is approaching, and with that comes the closing of many chapters. Devin now has a story on a senior student athlete who is also his teammate.
That's right, Taylor. I have a story on my roommate and teammate, Colin Olson. He is a mid-distance runner on the track and field team. I'm excited to bring you his story.
Senior Colin Olson has dedicated a majority of his time at Minot State to track and field. He holds 2 school records and is ranked 2nd in 2 more. With classes wrapping up and championship season approaching, Olson reflects on his time at Minot State.
74, 76.
In regards to my senior year now, the culmination of all that time added up, went really well. In the beginning, I seemed like I was almost unbeatable indoors. I was setting, it seemed like, records every other week.
Despite all of Olson's success, he has recently experienced a setback. With the toll that running takes on your body, it can be hard to avoid injury. Olson had one that almost cost him his senior season.
I just couldn't handle the high mileage anymore, and my toe cracked and I had a stress fracture, and it showed in my results, and I almost seemed like it was the end of the line.
Olson took time to rehab his injury. He credits his teammates for helping him through the dark times.
Ever since I got to Minot State, Colin Olson has been one of my best friends. He immediately was super welcoming for me on the team. I was scared coming to Minot. I came from Seattle. I was scared I wasn't going to make any friends, but from day one, he was an amazing friend and an amazing teammate, and he's always supported me.
Head coach Mark Delmonico is thankful to have Olson as an athlete.
Definitely one of the best people I've ever coached in terms of just being able to work with on a daily basis. Generally just a good guy. I think he wants what's best for everyone and not just himself. So definitely going to miss having him around next year.
I reached out to his older sister Libby. She is excited to see where the future will take him.
Future Colin is going to do great things. He is going to do well in his career. I'm always going to be there for him and support him, and I just can't wait to see how he does and where he goes.
Olson has left an amazing impact on the MSU track and field program. He competes for the last time next weekend at the NSIC Championship.
Colin will compete in the 4x400 meter relay this weekend. And Taylor, I'm so proud of Colin and everything he's accomplished. We wish him all the best next weekend.
Thank you, Devin, for telling us Colin's story. And Josh and David, you know, it's always good to see our Minot State student athletes and our students in general end their careers here, specifically on a high note.
Yeah, especially after some adversity, you know, coming through injury, and these comeback stories are just truly amazing.
It is, and just a great atmosphere of sports, part of the whole Minot State experience here.
Well, not only do athletes have adversity and challenges, but there's academic challenges as well with finals coming up. And after this short break, I will be talking with a member of CETL and what resources are available for students, as well as a story on cigar guitars.
Thank you to all of our underwriters.
All-American Trophies for all your screen printing and embroidery needs.
ArtMain, offering custom frames, art supplies, and jewelry.
Buffalo Wings and Rings, a sports restaurant experience located in South Minot.
Badlands Bar and Grill, located on 31st Avenue in Minot. Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving the Midwest since 1972.
KRRZ 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
Jacobson Music, bringing music to the Northern Plains since 1980.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
The Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot.
Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Thrive-In Financial, connecting faith and finances.
PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances.
The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome.
Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear Scat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State Campus.
And we're back, and as I mentioned before the break, there can sometimes be some struggles with academic success, and there are definitely resources available on campus. I'm joined here with Carlton Mungami. He is a tutor at CETL down in Old Main. Carlton, thank you for coming on the show, first of all.
Yeah,
but how could students who are maybe struggling in their academic success seek out help at CETL?
So usually the tutoring center is it's walk-in and it's free. We say it's free, but it's all included in your student tuition. So we do advise you to go and take advantage of those facilities. A lot of us are just there to help you. So just trying to walk you through the process. We have been through the classes with the same professors, so we know kind of what styles they want, and a lot of professors are different. So we usually kind of have been through the through classes with the professors, so we understand what they're looking for. So even if you're struggling with questions, we always say, college is about working smart, not hard. You don't want to spend like 3 hours on a single homework question. Come to the tutoring center. We'll try and break it down for you, make you understand it a little better, and then get through it as fast as we can. So it's an easy process for you.
And how do students sign up for a tutoring session?
So it's totally free. It's walk-in tutoring, so you don't actually have to sign up or anything like that. The only time is if we don't have maybe a tutor available. So if your major doesn't have a tutor that's on hand, you can, as long as you get 3 other people to request a tutor, they will request one in for you specifically. We will also try and adapt our times as well. So if we see our schedules aren't working too well with yours, we'll change that up a bit. We usually try and have more than one tutor for the busy subjects, so accounting, a few mathematics. We try and get quite a few tutors for that, just to make it easier to access.
And what are your hours during the week?
So during the week, usually we go from in the morning, so 8 until even all the way up to 6. If people can't make it to the hours, because last semester we had a few sports guys who couldn't make it during the normal hours, we pushed it all the way until 6, so some of us would come in from maybe 4 till 6 and stuff like that. We just try and work with the schedules a little better to see what works with the students. So as long as you come and talk to us, we'll try and make ourselves as available as possible.
And I'm sure with things winding down to finals, it's probably been pretty busy down there.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. The big thing with tutoring, you don't want to wait till the end, because a lot of the time when students wait till the end, there's a big rush at the end, and it's hard to gain concepts of the whole semester's work in a few sittings. So we usually tell people, start at the beginning. If you see right at the beginning you're struggling a little, come down, we'll start helping you out as fast as possible, so that you're not coming in the end and panicking, trying to get things all sorted out. So we do say come in as many times as you can. Even if you just want to get things cleared up, we'll help you with study styles and all of that, just to get you on the right track as early as possible.
Great. And what if there are students out there that are interested in becoming a tutor themselves? Is there any process that they could go through to do that next semester?
So definitely, we have most of our tutors are graduating this year, so we have quite a number of students graduating. So they are looking for tutors. If you feel you're confident in a subject, if you've got the grades to back it up as well, definitely it's a good way to just help people, meet new people as well. It helps you adapt to different learning styles as well, because everyone learns differently. So it's a good experience, good to put on the resume as well. They pay as well, so we don't really work for free. So definitely become a tutor if you can. Come down to the tutoring center and just speak to Tammy Wolf, and she'll help you out and get you set up on the right path.
Great, and I really commend all of you guys down there who do tutor, because it's one thing to have academic success, but to share that with others and help others achieve their goals is really admirable in itself. So Carlton, thank you for joining us down here in the studio, and good luck on your finals.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yep. And Shalom is actually joining us with some more campus news. Shalom.
Yes, we know we were just talking about tutoring, but there's a lot more to college than that, and there's definitely still some, fun events that have happened in the last couple of weeks to kind of give people a break from all the studying that's been going on. The Minot State Broadcasting Department collaborated with MSU Life to host a gaming tournament on April 28th. The event took place on the second floor of Swain Hall. 20 students competed playing Super Smash Bros. For the grand prize of a Nintendo Switch. Jesse Stovern won the grand prize, William Norton Hayden took second place, and a stuffed buckshot beaver as well as a t-shirt. Nick Pereira came out in third place and won a t-shirt. Only MSU students were allowed to participate, and snacks were provided at the tournament. What do you do when you're retired and want to take up a new hobby? A former school counselor has found a new hobby in making music from scratch. Kyle Ludwig has more information.
That's right. I recently sat down with my father, who found his own company making handmade guitars. Tim Ludwig just started out making standard cigar box guitars, but has moved on to other types.
The time it takes to build one varies according to how complicated you want to make it. 3-string guitars can be not only 3 strings, but 4 strings, or 2 strings, or even 1 string.
Tim has made a lot of guitars so far.
Oh, I've been at it for about close to 2 years now, and I'd say over the 2 years I've put together about, maybe 50.
These guitars not only sound great, but fulfill other uses.
Treat them as a piece of art, or you can use them as a conversation piece.
There is a special meaning to Temple, the origin of the name Cali Brew Guitars.
The name comes from my two dogs, Callie and Brutus. And we decided to just put the name together, and Cali Brew Guitars was born.
Tim has some simple advice for anyone interested in making their own guitar.
It's a great hobby if you want to learn more about three-string guitars, cigar box guitars. Just plug into YouTube.
As my father said, there's a lot of good info to find on YouTube on how to make guitars. For MSU Inside Out, I'm Kyle Ludwig.
Thanks, Kyle, for that really interesting information. It's not something that everyone does. Miss North Dakota Teen USA Caitlin Vogel will be in the Student Center atrium at 11:30 on Tuesday, May 7th. The event is in celebration of Vogel's first runner-up finish in Reno, Nevada at the Miss Teen USA contest. Vogel is a Minot State freshman majoring in pre-nursing. She's from Burlington, North Dakota, and she focuses her volunteer work on people with disabilities. She designed a summer clothing line for girls with disabilities when she was in high school. There will be free cake available at the celebration. Two MSU broadcasting students reflect on their time involved in the broadcasting department as graduation approaches. Kyler Sharp has more.
As a senior in the broadcast department, I get to see my classmates improve as their time at Minot State winds down.
Minot State softball collected their first NSIC sweep of the season yesterday against Minnesota State Moorhead.
Meet Taylor Rosari, a senior in the broadcast department.
Well, I feel like I've grown a lot in this studio. I feel like this is where I've made most of my strides, especially with my on-camera work, and then especially in relationships with people in the department, like my co-hosts and Hannah doing the weather, and especially the people in the control room, which a lot of people don't get to see their work. I feel like we've all bonded a lot over the past.
Rosari has been working on a project called Beaver Backstories. Her first story highlighted Lane Torgerson on the MSU football team. Her second backstory was on the MSU women's hockey team. With graduation just around the corner, Senior Director Jaron Homiston is anxious for the future despite his busy schedule.
Since I only have 10 days till graduation, I haven't really been able to think about graduation because I just have so much schoolwork. But I'm really excited to see what jobs I can get moving out of college and moving into the real world. I want a job in video production where I get to produce maybe ads or films or something like that. Just something where I get my hands on a camera and I can edit at the end of the day and make sure that everything's looking perfect.
All of Homiston's hard work and video production skills were showcased when he made the open to KMSU's Inside Out.
Putting the work in is definitely important in order to get something that you're going to really be proud of at the end of the day.
You can see Jaron, Taylor, and myself at graduation in the Dome, 10 a.m. on May 10th. Back to you, Shalom.
Thanks, Kyler. So a lot of people are going to be leaving the department, sadly. You're also graduating this year, aren't you, David?
That's right. Like I was talking with Dr. Shirley in the program, I had a chance to finish up my bachelor's degree in 1 year, 1 semester, so it was a whirlwind educational experience, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. It's been such a great experience here at Minot State. And it won't take you, hopefully, 29 years to finish up your degree.
Oh, no, I'm hoping to finish it in the next 2, and it's been incredible to be on the show this semester and to share so many stories about students across the campus and just the amazing opportunities that are here at Minot State.
We'll have some more final thoughts right here on Inside Out. Well, I thought we'd just spend just a little bit of time, since this is our last broadcast together, to reflect on the last semester and some of the things that we've seen and have brought to the table with Inside Out. I was really excited that we were able to do some streaming and also replay our broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. That was a big addition so that more viewers could see us. Also having the ability to do a live Skype interview from virtually anywhere also brought the program to the next level. Want to thanks to Dr. Shirley for visiting us with here. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to Neil Roberts, who is, I would say, a mentor and also a friend.
And some of my highlights are just being able to tell the stories of so many students accomplishing so many things, like I said before the break, here at Minot State, because of the small community that, and kind of the family that's here, that so many students are able to really just take the reins on their majors and start applying themselves. And it's been an honor and a privilege to actually share those on screen and on camera for everyone to kind of witness.
And it is a bittersweet moment, but at this time we'd like to have the entire Inside Out crew visit with us and show us their friendly faces on stage as we wrap up the final broadcast of Inside Out for this spring semester. We appreciate you all watching, and let's give everyone a big shout out, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. All right, a big shout out once again to our master, Neil Roberts. He did a great job assembling this team this year. Thanks, Neil.